Welcome to another episode of the Cup of Joe Show. I'm your host, Joe Whitman. Welcome back to another episode of this crazy and wild podcast I call mine. First off, we must discuss the most popular horse race in our country, the Kentucky Derby, the Derby. I'll admit, I did not watch the Derby live. It's not necessarily always on my radar. I happened to actually be walking into one of my favorite restaurants, and everyone was staring up into the corner at the TV, and then I realized, oh, the Derby, how about that? What was different, however, was that from the time that I ordered my food till the time my food got there, they still hadn't taken the guy's picture who won, even though the race just finished when I walked in the door, which was odd. Never seen that happen before. So, huge historical moment for the Kentucky Derby, and not necessarily a good one, in my opinion. First time in the history of the Derby, the thought-to-be winner was disqualified. It's kind of a big deal. I watched the replay all the way through, and I'll be the first to admit I am not an expert on horse racing. I'm not. However, Maximum Security was clearly the fastest horse on that track. Coming around that final turn, he was clearly ahead of most everybody else in the field and pulling away. Did he somehow veer a little bit in front of another horse? Maybe. Could that possibly be because the track was a complete slop mudfest? Probably. Why in the world do they even run these horses in these conditions? That's my first question. Oh, wait, I know the answer. Money. Yeah, you can't just cancel the Derby. A lot of money lost there. People wouldn't have it. You run them anyways. They're just horses, right? Just safety of the horses and the jockeys, the heck with it. They'll be fine. They can run and slop. I don't know. Have you ever tried running in the mud at a high rate of speed? Yeah, you generally fall on your ass. So, which is why most people don't do it. Okay, so why is it any different for horses? I don't know. Well, I do know. It's money. Clearly, we all know it's about money. It's about betting. It's about how much money people can make on this huge event. It's a giant party. Again, though, I didn't see any clear moment where this horse caused a disadvantage to the other horses. Congratulations, of course, to Country House, okay? You win. But not really. Like, congrats, but, like, not congrats, okay? Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. I feel bad for the jockey of Maximum Security. You did everything you could. Your horse naturally seemed to be running the way it runs. It happened to veer a little bit. Maybe it was in the way of other horses, but isn't that how racing works? Don't you just, like, naturally run, and however you run is where you're going to go? Very confusing to me. It also feels a lot like there's something fishy going on behind the scenes here. Some sort of Ocean's 11 situation to where somebody made a lot of money in this deal. Because anytime a 65-1 horse wins the whole thing, yeah, there's not a lot of money on that horse. Not a lot of people are going to bet on that horse. So you better believe all the bets on maximum Security, that's all going in the pockets of the bookies. Churchill Downs, their company. They're making a lot of money off of that based on the fact that Maximum Security didn't win. I'm not saying it's any sort of fishy business going on, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. Okay, you have to at least think about that because this review was like 20 minutes long. How long do you got to look at something to realize or not if it's legal or not in the horsing racing rule book? I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert in horse racing. Just not. I do have one more thing to say about this, is it kind of tarnished horse racing for this whole year because Maximum Security is not running the Preakness now, and neither is Country House. So immediately you've devalued the Preakness. There's no longer a Triple Crown possibility this year, and everyone has still got that taste of what just happened at the Derby. Seems like some stuff might be going on there. Really, really strange situation with the disqualification. Never seen anything like that before. So you got people doubting it. Be interesting to see how many people show up to the Preakness and the Belmont after this. You know, how much the gambling industry is affected and that sort of stuff. Who knows? I'm not a gambler. What I did think was funny about it was that the company that handles the online gambling for Churchill's Downs, they actually offered refunds on maximum security winning bets up to $10. $10. Who bets only $10 when they go to the track on a favorite to win? $10. Woohoo! Thanks a lot. You give me my $10 back. All right. Most of these serious bettors, these people that go to the track, they're throwing down a lot more than $10 on a favorite to win the Derby because they want to win some money. So that's kind of a joke. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. Lastly, about horses, the names are kind of ridiculous in my mind. When I was a kid, occasionally, about once a year, my dad would take us to the track, and I would pick them via the names, what I thought sounded good. But I have to be honest, some of the names that they come up with nowadays, it's almost like there was no thought put into it whatsoever. You know, it's like, the Big Dog. Great. The Big Dog? Really? You know what? In my opinion, just give them a normal name, you know? Sam Johnson, Tim Roberts, Bob Thomas. I think that'd be much more fun, personally. I really do. Because then, you know, everyone would stand and be like, come on, Bob, come on, Sam, come on, Jimmy. I think that'd be way better. And people could then vote for their own name, possibly. I digress. A very historical Derby, one that most people will never forget. And we'll see where the horsing world goes from here. Again, I'm not a gambler, nor am I a huge horse race fanatic, but I did think that was pretty interesting and kind of shocking. Most people in the industry have said that should not have been a disqualification. Who knows? I mean, can't change it now. Although they are appealing it, maximum security, they are appealing the decision, but we all know how most appeal cases go in professional sports. They usually drag on for a while, and then nothing actually happens. In this case, I doubt anything's going to happen because think about all the money that they would have to return and get to people, and it'd be a huge mess. So it's not going to happen. Moving on. The best sports moments on TV. What are the best sports for television? Those events that really, man, I got to watch this. This is good TV. Epic, right? First one, obviously, Sunday at Augusta. There's no TV quite like it. They've got cameras on every holes. They're covering every angle, every expression, the sounds. They even chirp in fake bird noises. It's amazing to look at. The crowd is crazy. They roar for certain players on certain holes. It's intense. It actually makes golf watchable, which is hard to do. If you've ever watched a golf tournament on TV, a normal golf tournament that's not a major during the middle of the year, that is what I call a good nap in front of the TV on a Saturday afternoon. No offense to golfers out there. I love playing golf. I don't play nearly enough. I enjoy it, but watching it is hard to do. It really is a difficult thing to do. But Augusta on a Sunday, man, every hole is super important. The drama, you know, you've got A-man corner, you got guys hitting the balls in the raised creek. The whole pageantry of it all, you know, going down the last hole. Is he going to birdie? Is he going to par it? Are we going to go to sudden death? And then when they win, the huge moment when the last year's winner puts this year's winner, puts the jacket on him, that's awesome. That's great TV. It's a great moment. And let's not forget, they'll play the clips throughout the week, and they always play that clip of the old timers teeing off on the very first hole on Thursday. I love that moment. Okay, you see Jack, used to be Arnie, Gary Player, teeing off. Good stuff. Good stuff. Second best sports television event, I would say, Olympic gold downhill finals. Okay, skiing. Crazy. Okay, I will stop whatever I'm doing if it's the finals for the Olympics in the downhill, because these people are legitimately adrenaline junkies and straight up cray-cray, okay? I did say cray-cray. People are cringing right now. That's okay. I try to, use the lingo that what the kids are using sometimes. or just crazy. How about we go with crazy? The speed that these guys are going is something I'm not even comfortable talking about. They are a blur going by the camera. You can hear how fast they're going. The sound of the skis just like flying over these sheets of ice, basically what it is. And, they've got to turn and they're flying, 20, 30 feet, high rates of speed, insane. And they're all world class. So you know that someone's going to win by the smallest of margins. And what I love is you see that little clock ticking. You can kind of see where they are as opposed to the leaders and what their clock was at this point in the race. And it's kind of like, oh my God, you just keeps building and building and building. You're like, man, is he going to get it? He's going to get it again. And at the very end, it's like, did he win? He's winning. Oh no, he got bronze. Sorry, buddy. Close, but not close enough. Olympic downhill, crazy. It's just sick. And those guys are nuts. And I have all the respect in the world for them. And I hate to say it, but another cool part about it is watching those dudes crash. All right, I know it's super dangerous. Some of those guys get really hurt, but like seeing a dude or even a girl going on downhill and like getting off track and like flying into one of those nets, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, usually they're okay. Hopefully, it's like, whoa, that person literally just flew and got caught by a plastic net. Nuts, right? Last one. I have to say this before I mention this. I'm not even a big hockey fan, okay? I was when I was a kid, but when I moved away from where we were, I didn't really pick up a new team. And to be honest, I don't have a lot of time for hockey in my fandom currently. I barely have enough time to watch my baseball team. And, football season comes around. I don't have time for hockey, but I will say this. Game 7 of a Stanley Cup Finals is the best it's going to get. It is nonstop, off the charts intensity. Every check is brutal. Every slapstick shot seems harder, even though it's probably the same as any other regular game. But it seems like they're hitting it harder. It seems like the puck's going faster. The goalies appear to stop everything and anything. And you know as a fan that at any moment, your whole year's over. The chance to win a cup is toast. It's just so much nail-biting constantly. And overtime. You talking overtime? Holy cow. That's when it really gets nuts. It's just like you just never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, to me, the Game 7 of a Stanley Cup Finals or even a Game 7 of any hockey playoff series is super fun to watch. And you don't even have to know anything about hockey, but you can tell that these guys are going for all of it. And they are taking each other out. They don't care. They're putting it all out there on the ice. And whatever happens, happens. But you know you're going to get their best performance because they know this is it. There was a game just the other night, St. Louis and Dallas. Man, what a game. I mean, you talk about two goalies throwing down and not letting anything go by them. That's impressive. I don't know if you've ever tried stopping a hockey puck. I have not myself. But on TV, I can't see the puck when they shoot it. So I can't imagine being a goalie trying to see the puck come at me that fast and actually stopping it with anything. Glove, stick, foot, whatever you want to stop it with. So, all the props in the world to those guys. Lastly, for our show, there is the richest man in baseball currently, Mr. Mike Trout. If any player in the majors is to receive a 12-year, $428 million deal, I can't argue with Mike Trout. Can't do it. The kid is amazing. He's not only a really, really talented outfielder, one of the higher percentages in the outfield and center fielders in the league through his career so far, his young career. He's only actually played 7 full seasons. He is up there as amongst the best center fielders, but his offensive numbers are scary, scary good. And what's really crazy is that his popularity is, there are people who know who Mike Trout is. Sports fans do. But I would not say that Mike Trout has the popularity of back in the day. You're talking Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, these stars. And little kids knew who they were. I don't know if Mike Trout has that because, unfortunately, he plays on the West Coast. I tried watching a West Coast game the other night. My team, the Mets, they were playing the Padres. I went to bed in the 4th inning, and I live in the Midwest. So I can't imagine any little kid being up anywhere on the East Coast for sure, even the Midwest, being able to watch many Mike Trout games. So that's part of the problem. But I do believe we are witnessing history. I think he could be, when it's all said and done, the best player we've ever seen. And just based on his start through 7.5 seasons, that's about how much service time he's put in so far. His numbers are staggering. He has 247 home runs, a .306 batting average, 194 stolen bases. And remember, we're in a world of baseball now where stolen bases aren't really as big of a thing as it once was. 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 7-time All-Star, 6-time Silver Slugger Award. It's pretty much, I don't know what else you can ask of the guy in 7.5 years of service so far. In comparisons to other amazing baseball players who are Hall of Famers, with the same amount of time of playing time, Hall of Famer Frank Robinson had 241 home runs. Ken Griffey Jr., 238 home runs. Mickey Mantle, 249 home runs. Hank Aaron, who, need I remind you, finished with the most, 755 home runs, 219. So let's just assume that Mike Trout's going to continue on this pace. I do believe he will break every record there is to break, as far as every important hitting record. And he'll go down as the greatest. And we're lucky we're able to watch it right now. If you've not seen Mike Trout play, take time, watch an Angels game. The guy's amazing. Every at-bat is exciting. It reminds me a little bit like when Albert Pujols came up with the Cardinals. Every at-bat, you weren't sure what was going to happen, which is super exciting and awesome. As a baseball fan, as just a fan of great athletes, the dude is a stud. You never know how far he's going to hit it, how fast he's going to get to third base. He's always pushing it because he's that ultimate go-getting athlete kind of a dude. I'm better than you. Here it is. I'm showing you off right now. His most valuable baseball card right now, Mike Trout's most valuable baseball card. For those of you who care out there who might even invest, you probably should. Most valuable baseball card on the market right now is $3,300. Okay? Mind you, he still has a lot of playing time left and a lot of records I think he's going to break. A 1952 Mickey Mantle sold for $2.8 million. Folks, Mike Trout's going to break Mickey Mantle's records. So if you got an extra $3,300 sitting around, I highly recommend buying the most valuable Mike Trout card you can, and maybe even a few, because I guarantee you that card is going to skyrocket and you will make your money back. Just saying. I don't have an extra $3,300, so if any of you out there, any of my friends, you know who you are, would like to donate to maybe I'll start a GoFundMe. Yeah, everyone does that, right? GoFundMe for my Mike Trout rookie card. Yeah, sounds great. I'm just kidding. Those are GoFundMes are only for good causes. We all know that, right? Okay. That is it for the show. Buy a Mike Trout rookie card. Highly recommend it. My favorite part of the show, of course, now is WTF. My WTF for this show is neck tattoos. It really is odd when you see someone with a neck tattoo, and usually it's not just one, it's multiple. It really does tell you a lot about the decision-making skills a person has when they have neck tattoos. It also makes you realize that unless they're a professional athlete, they're probably not going to be working anywhere but in a fast food restaurant, which is okay. There are plenty of people that can make careers out of doing that. However, why? It just looks terrible. I'm sad to say it makes you look like you just walked out of the penitentiary. All right? So for those of you who think getting a neck tattoo is a good idea, what the That's it. My shameless plug. Stella Artois. It's a lovely beer. It's fantastic, actually. I highly recommend it. That's it. That's all for this show. I'll see you guys next time on the Cup of Joe Sports Show. Have a great day. Good night. Goodbye.